Today, we are talking about things to expect when you get to this country, this United Kingdom of a country, especially as an international student or a dependent from Nigeria or other African countries. But mainly I'm going to be focusing on Nigeria because that is where I'm from. Okay, so let's start from the first one. First thing is housing. Housing, there's a bit of like a housing crisis right now in the UK. If you've not been catching up with the international news, especially if you just came in September or you just came in October or you're coming in January, there is a little bit of an housing crisis, and I've been getting a lot of questions from people who are just moving into the country, friends or strangers on Instagram. Thank you guys for always checking up on me on Instagram, and also from there's this little bit of a thing going on where people are always asking about housing. So housing is a little bit hard here. It's difficult. It's not impossible, but for the first few months as a new person coming in, either as a student or as a dependent or as a worker, it can be very hard for you to find housing. Some might be lucky. You might have somebody here, family or friends that are willing to take you on to have to stay for a few days. If you have those people, well, you are incredibly lucky and blessed. But if you're coming in and you don't know anybody, it can be quite hard because there's a lot of people are not getting houses right now. People are not getting houses. Things are hard in terms of rents. Rent is already higher than it used to be, and I think it's part of the inflation happening in the country. I don't really know much about the political side or the economic side of it, but I'm talking about the human side and how it is affecting people, especially when you're coming into a new country. So please bear it in mind. Like I always say, always have a plan B. If it's that you don't have anybody that will accommodate you for the first few months or few weeks, get Airbnb. Airbnb are something that you can always book before you even get to the country so that you won't be stranded. It's something you have to know. It is a huge problem right now, so don't be surprised. You will get to a place where you start to view houses and you will think it will be easier as long as you have your money. No, it is not as easy as it used to be. Back home, housing is a huge thing. So here there are a lot of documents you need to sign. Even if you have all the money, if you have like 4 months rent, or you have enough deposit to drop, because you're going to drop like the first month and the last and some require 6 months deposit, some require that you drop the security deposit or something. So even if you have all this money and you can provide for that, it doesn't guarantee that you still get the house. There are still a lot of things they need to consider before renting to you, because they know that you, as an international student, you might not have guarantors here. So if you don't have guarantors, you have to pay more than the usual amount, or you have to pay long for more for a lot of months, like 6 months, which can be very frustrating because a lot of people can't really afford that. It's just something to be mindful of. Keep it in mind that it might be hard. It will be hard, but it is not impossible for you to get a place. You will eventually get a place as long as you can afford it. And yeah, I'm sure it goes without saying that this will be rents will differ according to the city you are or the town you are in the UK. When you are living in London, you cannot compare the rent in London to where I am here in Huddersfield. It's going to be different. But either way, housing is not as easy as it's going to be. It's going to be a struggle. You have to be prepared for it in financially and emotionally. Moving on to the next, number 2, job searches. Now, international students can work 20 hours max in a week. Dependents can work more than 20 hours. You can work full time. Now, when you're coming in, another thing you need to watch out for is the art of searching for jobs in a new country. It can be a bit of a struggle, especially when it's not something you're quite used to back home, or if you've been in a job, if you've been employed before you left the country, and then you're coming in as an unemployed student or a dependent. It will take time before you get a job. I have a video where I talked about my struggles. I'm going to link it up here, and it was quite hard for me as well when I first came in. It was very hard, and it was so frustrating at some point. I was like, I'm applying to all these jobs. What is happening? Why can't I get a job? I need money. Took me like 3 months before I got a stable job, and I'm telling you that it is very frustrating, because you start to see that everything depends on money here. You have to pay bills to stay alive, you have to buy this, you have to buy this, and it's like I'm searching for these jobs. I don't know what to do. One tip I can give you as an international student: in each city there is, I'm sure of this, but I could be wrong, there are places called job centers where you can go to talk to them about your situation. They will give you clues on how to apply to jobs. There are places in each towns that help with recruitment. They also help with job search and how to fix your CV. You can do it locally or you can do it online. There are many websites. You start getting emails, especially when you start searching for jobs on Indeed, or you start searching for jobs on Read, Total Jobs, and all the other, LinkedIn as well. You start getting all this recommendation from apps or from websites that they can help you fix your CVs. Some do it for free, while some require you to pay. So you have to be very careful. But the thing is, it's going to be hard to get a job at first. It is not impossible, but it might be hard. So one thing I can advise for international students is that localize your search. Go to job centers, or there are so many places that are sponsored, or that are sponsored by the local council where you live in. I can say council means local government. So local government back at home. So there are some companies that help people within a particular town or city. They can help you search for jobs. Go in there, try your luck, talk to them. They can help you search for jobs. They can also help you apply for jobs. And even don't underestimate your school as well. I'm sure there are departments in schools that help students search for jobs, like teaching assistants. I don't know, all these jobs you can do in school as a student. Don't underestimate those things. You don't have to start from something big before you get a job. Try and localize your search, and it will be immensely helpful for you. The next thing, and this is for international students, is the different school setting. So for a few months I've been hearing a lot of gist from people who are studying. I am not studying, but I've been getting gist from people who are studying, saying that the school setting is different from what we're used to back home, which is true, because coming from Nigeria, our school, our educational system is different. You know that, but then you come here and then you are in it, and then you realize that, oh my god, this is different from anything I've ever experienced. You start to write essays, assessments, 4,000 words, 3,000 words, 2,500 words, and it has to be good without plagiarism. A lot of people have failed all this stuff, and if you fail, it affects your grade and might affect your chance to graduate at the end of the day. So be prepared for it. It might be a struggle at first. What I can recommend is get study groups. Study groups helped me when I was in uni, because you can read on your own, yeah, but when you read as a group, you get a lot of more information. Study group can help you here. It's something that I would do if I was a student, and I feel like it will help you too if you're a student. Just get people who I guess who are serious with school, who are serious in class, or who just like who you feel like you can talk to. Find a way to bond with them, and you guys can study together. It is incredibly hard to be a student, an international student, when you're trying to work and go to school in a different, and everything is sort of different for you. So I will recommend study group. I will also recommend talking to your lecturers. They are actually quite open here compared to our lecturers back home, which is the reality. I'm not even being sarcastic. You can talk to them, try and send emails to them, asking for help and asking for advice. They can put you through. Don't be shy. You paid an immensely huge amount of money. Don't waste it. Don't waste your opportunity. Don't waste the resources. Speak up, and they will be happy to help. It's their job, honestly, and they're happy to help anyway. Weather changes. This is October, right? This is October. I don't know when this video will go up, but this is October, and it's this is autumn or fall. It's starting to get cold. The entire day yesterday it rained. I could not even film. I was supposed to film yesterday, but it was raining everywhere. It was cold. The sun, the if I should record, the sound would be terrible, and it just affected my own mood yesterday. I was just lying down in bed. So listen, there are days where your mood will be affected by the weather. It is, I don't know if it's scientific, but I know for a fact that I'm talking from personal experience. The weather here can affect your mood. This is something that you should expect. It sounds strange because I don't want to keep saying that the weather here is cold. You already know that, you've been told, but until you get here, you understand that it will affect your mental state. And as women, I think it will also affect your reproductive system as well, in terms of your hormones and all that. So just be prepared. That's all I can say. The weather is cold. When it is hot, it is hot, and when it is cold, it is immensely cold. Now it's getting dark at 5 p.m, 6 p.m, 5 p.m. Okay, let's 6 p.m, 7 p.m. And I heard that during winter, when it's like winter, maybe December, it's going to get darker faster than that. Now that will affect my mood too, because you go to work. Some people, they have night shift, and then you're going to work so expect it. The weather will change your mood. It will affect your mood, and there are days when you don't even want to do anything. You don't want to leave the bed because it can be incredibly cold and lonely. Which moves me to my next point: loneliness. Please be I don't know why my voice is shaking, but this is such a personal thing for me. It is, yes, it is true. It is lonely here. It is very lonely. And not because you'll be surrounded by people, but at the same time you will feel incredibly lonely. You feel homesick, especially during the first few months where you don't know anybody, you haven't gotten a job, the school system is messing with you, everything is just messing with you, the food is not something you would really like, but you cannot eat any other thing. Yes, you'll be incredibly lonely. Loneliness comes from, it comes from the most mundane thing. So it's something you need to be aware of, but I promise it will get better. That is all I can say. Yes, loneliness is it's not a good thing. Thank God for WhatsApp. Thank God for internet. You can speak to your parents, you can speak to your friends back home, but it can't be like it used to, and it will take time for you to adjust to it. So yes, this is something that you should be expecting. That's a very heavy topic, and yeah, you guys should share your experience. People who are already here, just share your experience about things like this, and yeah, you can share tips on how you overcame loneliness, because it's something that I'm still struggling with, so I wouldn't really be helpful in that light. But yes, loneliness is a real thing. Yeah. The final thing I want to discuss, where is it now? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the final thing I want to discuss is the accents. Accents, I've discussed this already on my one video, like in my previous video. I'm going to link it here. Yes, accent is something that you think, yes, of course I'll be able to adjust. First few months as an international student, or as a dependent, or a skilled worker, especially for skilled workers who are going straight to work, and for international students who are going straight to school, the accents will be different. The accent will shock you. And it's not just British accents, because it's not just British people who live here. People of different ethnicity live here. They are all they're all living together, and they have different accents. The accents would be difficult for you to understand at first, especially British accents, and it's something to watch out for. If you don't understand what they're saying, try and be like, come again. Trust me, just try and be like, pardon, and they'll be nice enough to repeat it. Or if they're not nice enough, just, I don't know, they can be nice enough and they might not be nice enough. So I don't want to say that everybody is nice enough, but most of the time they usually come again. But it can be very hard understanding accent, and it can be very hard for them to understand your own accent as well. But it will get better. That is just my pro tip. Just try and listen more. The nuances will be different, and the way they speak was going to be different. The things that they joke about is going to be different. They use curse words here. They use, you know, silly words even in the office setting, and you'll be like, "Ah, what is happening? Why are these people talking like this?" It's going to be different. It's a cultural shock that is very important for you to understand, because it affects the way you relate with them, because they will think that you are being rude or you don't talk much or you are quiet, and they don't really understand that. They wouldn't understand that it's taking you time for you to to get adapted to the way they talk. Pro tip: you can watch a British I don't know, so people say it works, or like I do, listen to British podcasts. They help, especially the conversational podcasts. They help a lot, because you start to understand their nuances, their slangs and all that. And of course, slangs depend on the region you are. The way they talk here won't be the way they talk in the south or in the Midlands. So yeah, so basically find a way to understand it, but just be patient. Don't stress yourself. You will understand with time. So thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope that this video was able to educate you in a way, or, you know, make you understand a bit about the struggles. Trust me, it will get better. That is just the final thing I have to say. It will get better. It takes time. You are in a new place. Don't be too hard on yourself. It will get better. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please click that like button if you enjoyed this video, and share your stories, share your experience as well. Somebody might be, you know, it might be helpful for somebody in the comment section as well, and it will also help me too as well, because it's a learning process. It's not something, it's an ongoing thing. And yeah, I would really love your comments. I really love your advice as well. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe again. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, please. And I will see you in my next video. My name is Susanna, and I'm saying bye. Bye bye.